Hey guys, what's up? So if you haven't heard already, I have decided to compete in a FTM bodybuilding competition in Atlanta, Georgia on October 6th. I think the actual competition is like the 7th. Anyways, next week is when I start cutting for this competition, and I just wanted to give a few thoughts on that, considering my past and how I'm feeling approaching when I start cutting. First things first, I wanted to say that I finally took some steps forward to legally change my name and gender. So yeah, filed all these paperworks and got my court date somewhere around here. Yeah, anyways, my court date is July 25th, so that's like 19 days away now. And I'm so happy and I'm excited because I feel like it's just the last, well, not the last, bottom surgery, that's a thing. But I feel like this is just a huge step towards closure for me, especially when it comes to showing my ID. No more awkward ID showing or confusion. No more confusion when I'm paying with my debit credit card. No more confusion when it comes to work and having my name displayed on the schedule so everyone can see it, my birth name. And it's kind of awkward because it's really girly. So yeah, I used to kind of I still do. I take a black marker and black out my birth name just because I feel like for me it's kind of a matter of safety. There's new people that come in there all the time. I don't know them. I don't know their feelings against trans people. So for once, it will be up to me to come out to someone if I so choose to, instead of being outed by my name, being everywhere for any person at work to see. So that is pretty cool. Oh yeah, and my medical charts, going to the doctor, I won't get the wrong name called. My doctor has been pushing me to do this since I first started going to her. And yeah, I'm excited to tell her that I'm finally gonna get this done. So besides the name change, what's been on my mind is that next week I am starting to cut for my bodybuilding competition. Considering my past of having an eating disorder, I've kind of been thinking about how I've been feeling about it. This is the first time that I'm trying to lose weight since I recovered, I guess you could say. I feel like an eating disorder is a, always dormant thing inside of you. So I guess I'm just kind of afraid that this is going to be triggering. This is going to awaken the dormant eating disorder. But I think that, my steps that I'm putting in place are going to be what helps me not to kind of fall back into old habits. I've made my therapist aware of this. I've made her aware of, wanting to talk about this in sessions to make sure to keep me in check, journaling how I feel. And also, I've realized that this is completely different than my past because I'm not doing this because I hate my body. In the past, the eating disorder was related to some control issues, hating my body and not wanting curves because I just did not feel feminine. I did not want my body to portray itself as feminine. It was like I was trying to starve the female out of me, basically. And yeah, it's going to be a lot different. And I think going into it, I'm a little afraid because, of course, it's going to have similar feelings like being hungry and how I deal with that, or how it's a diet, so it's gonna have that same sense of it where it's like, oh, I'm really hungry right now, but I can't eat this or I can't eat that. So restricting myself again is going to be it's a test. It'll be pretty triggering. I haven't had that restrictive mindset as harshly, and I think, I've been tracking my food and my macros for a while, but I haven't made it a point to not eat a certain thing. I'll have treats. If I eat too much of something, it's not something that's detrimental to a goal. I think that is also, it's gonna be different. The restriction is real. I'm going to have to really put my foot down. and really hope that if I slip up, I don't completely beat myself up for it. I think if anything, this past few weeks of bulking have been kind of more of a mind fuck than anything, because I have absolutely never purposely put myself in a calorie surplus. I've either been in a deficit or just not known what I'm eating because I didn't track anything for a long time, because it triggered me until I started testosterone and didn't hate my body as much. So yeah, although I've been tracking my food for a while, I've never purposely been in a surplus, and I found it hard sometimes to meet that number and not feel weird about it, or not, you know, being raised as female, bulking is kind of a different thing. You're not ever told, you know, hey, you need to bulk up if you want to, you know, gain some muscle. So it's a very different way of thinking, even though I now, you know, even though my body does match how my mind feels, it is still different than when you are raised and perceived as female for so long. So yeah, plan of attack with next week with cutting, therapy, journaling, just knowing that I'm doing this to reach a certain goal. It's not because I hate my body. I actually feel a lot more comfortable in my body than I've ever felt. So I am more in love with this process and more excited about the discipline that I'm going to have to practice. And discipline is very attractive and motivating for me, so I'm excited about that. So is this whole process of cutting and weight loss risky for me? Sure, but sometimes you have to take risks in life, and I haven't taken enough of them. So I'm kind of trying to put away my anxieties and let things go more often. It's a huge struggle, but I have kind of started to build up this mantra of let it go, which is totally like an animated movie song that it is not affiliated with at all. But letting go of a lot of the things that you can't control and aren't worth worrying about and just a waste of energy, feels so good. Definitely helps. And so yeah, I'm ready to take risks, not just in this competition, but just in general. I feel like I need to think less and do more, and get after what I want in life. And I'm not going to accomplish anything unless I take some risks. So if you are struggling with the same thing, maybe it's time you take some risks. I definitely know I need to. So yeah, let's take some risks together. It is all possible. You just got to take those first really scary steps forward. Wish me luck. I will be posting a physique update before I start my cut next week, and then kind of a little bit more of a game plan, and I'll probably kind of give a gist of what my macros would be at, or how I track my macros. If you guys have any questions about that, I do use MyFitnessPal, and I'll show you how I figure out my macros and whatever. So I'm sure I'll be playing around with it and adding in some more cardio, but I will talk about that more in the next video when I start to cut. Alright guys, that's it. Peace out. I'll see you next time.